Hi, my name is Marvel, and my parents named me that because from the day I was born, they thought I was special and they worshipped me. But this is the story of how everything changed in the blink of an eye. Before I continue, please click like and subscribe because my story animated will give $1,000 to one lucky person who subscribes in the next 7 days. Tell your friends, your sister, brother, and mom to subscribe now. Mom never got tired of telling everyone how Santa Claus brought her the world's best present one Christmas, me. The doctors had told her that after my sister Clara, she couldn't have more children. So when I turned up 5 years later, everyone thought it was a miracle.
My favorite granddaughter. Don't raise her like that other devil child of yours. Where is that brat?
Just then, Grandma screamed loudly as Clara bit her on the leg and ran away. Clara hated that she wasn't the center of my parents' universe anymore. But it wasn't my fault she was a brat, and everyone thought I was an angel. Mom and Dad adored me, and I had more toys and books than I could count. And every night, they'd act out my favorite bedtime stories together. But Clara was always ruining it. Red Riding Hood is as stupid as Marvel. She thought a wolf was her grandma.
Why are you here again? You're too old for these stories.
The next day, I woke up to find my storybooks torn to pieces. When I tucked my first tooth under the pillow for the tooth fairy, I was so happy to see a pink box the next morning. I opened it and stared in horror. Clara had cut my face out of all the family pictures and gifted my heads to me. On my 8th birthday, I woke up super excited for the grand party my parents had arranged. But seconds later, I was screaming at my reflection. My parents came running and stared at my terrible haircut in horror, while Clara was laughing her head off.
Clara, are you completely crazy?
What did I ever do to you, witch? You were born. That's what you did. Clara was grounded and I was rushed off to a salon to fix the damage. She wasn't allowed to attend my party, and it was perfect. And my new haircut was even more perfect, which drove Clara crazy. Eventually, I stopped caring that Clara hated me. In fact, I started taking revenge. Once when I was in 7th grade, I knew she'd flunk every subject and was hiding her report card from my parents. So I went through her bag and stole it. The next morning, I smiled in bed while I heard Mom's screams.
Why can't you be more like Marvel? You've turned out to be such a disappointment, Clara.
I knew I was going to pay for it, but it was totally worth it. Things only got worse, of course. One day, when my parents weren't home, I walked into my room to find it completely trashed. The minute Mom saw it, she announced that she would be sending Clara to boarding school.
It's not safe for Marvel to be around you, Clara. You're getting completely out of hand.
What? You're going to send me away because of her? I hate you, Mom. I hate you, Marvel. I hate everyone. Next day, when we got back from school, Mom wasn't home. To our shock, it turned out that Mom had fallen and hit her head, and now she was in a coma. A week later, I was sleeping on a chair in her room when I heard her say,
Clara? Where's Clara?
Clara instantly flew to her side and hugged her. Mom, I'm right here. I'm so sorry.
Is that really you? How long have I been sleeping? How many years?
I took her other hand and smiled. Thank God you're awake, Mom. She turned to look at me blankly. Then suddenly, she drew her hand away.
Who is this child, Frank? It's Marvel, honey. Is she lost? And why is she calling me Mom?
A slow grin spread over Clara's face as Dad quickly called the doctor. After a series of questions and tests, the doctor concluded that Mom didn't remember anything from the past 13 years. So she basically didn't remember having me. Even when Dad reminded her, she just looked confused.
But it's not possible. The doctors told me I couldn't have children after Clara. My precious baby, who made me a mama.
I was devastated. How had I just gone from being Mommy's little miracle to someone she didn't even remember? Back at home, I ran to her room one day with photo albums to jog her memory. But as soon as I opened them, I remembered Clara had cut me out of all the pictures years ago. You don't remember this, Mom, but Marvel cut out her face from all the photos because she said she hated being a part of this family.
Marvel? What a strange child you are.
This witch was constantly manipulating Mom. I'd catch her by Mom's side all the time, and it made me very uneasy. A few days later, Mom had made spaghetti and meatballs, which were my favorite. But before I could say anything, Clara jumped in. Oh, Mom, you remembered my favorite food.
Didn't you become a vegetarian 2 years ago?
What are you talking about, Dad? Would I do this if I was a vegetarian? And with that, she started gulping down meatballs. Marvel's always hated your cooking, Mom. She always said even the dog didn't deserve to eat such bad food.
Clara, that's enough. Stop making up lies. Marvel's such a sweet child. She'd never say that. Then, to my shock, Mom turned to Dad angrily. Don't talk to our baby like that. And why are you defending her so much? Do you want to tell me the truth about this girl? What are you talking about? I know your little secret. And with that, Mom flung her napkin on the table and walked off. What was she talking about? Did she think I wasn't her own kid? A few weeks later, while Dad was away on business, Clara and Mom made plans for a girls' day out. Oh, can I come too, please? Mom looked at me like I was some gross insect. And who's going to clean the mess you made last night in the kitchen? What? I never went to the kitchen last night. Stop lying, Marvel. It wasn't me or Clara. And I don't think ghosts bake chocolate chip cookies. Did you eat them all? I never made any, Mom. Greedy and a liar. You're just like your mother. You're my mother, Mom. There's no way I would give birth to someone like you. But since you're living here, I want to make you useful. I want the kitchen spotless by the time we get back. It broke my heart to see them drive away. When they finally came back in the evening, they spent hours trying on the outfits they'd bought. Not a single one for me. I cried myself to sleep that night. A few hours later, I woke up startled because I'd heard a squeaky sound. But when I didn't hear it again, I turned around to go back to sleep. And then I saw something that made my blood run cold. Ah! Sitting on a stool in a corner was Mom, holding Mr. Teddy. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I startle you? Mom, why are you sitting there in the dark? I was just watching you sleep. But why? I was trying to see if you look like Amelia. Who's Amelia? Her strange, twisted smile sent chills down my spine. Here, I fixed your teddy bear. Clara said I made it for you when you were little, but you ripped out an arm one day in a fit of rage. What? Mom, that's not true! But before I could finish, she was gone. Did she think I was the daughter of someone called Amelia? And who was